Today I want to talk about pull-offs. First, what are pull-offs for? Most people say they're so that you can play faster. And yes, you can generally play faster if you employ pull-offs in your phrasing, but more importantly, it allows you to have a more legato sounding articulation. And it also allows for some extended techniques like trills and wouldn't be possible without understanding how to do a pull-off. The next question is, how do you execute a pull-off? Here's what I'd like to talk about: how the term pull-off is a bit of a misnomer. It really should be called a pull-down, and here's why. When you do a pull-off, you play the note, and you lift your finger off the string, right? Not really. You don't just pull your finger off the string and away from it. You actually want to pull down and away from the string, and you should feel a little friction on your fingertip as you do it. When you do it like this, you're kind of going to kick the string into motion, almost like if you plucked it with your right hand. So this is really important. It may not seem like a big difference, but when you get into things like double pull-offs or doing a pull-off out of a bend, it makes all the difference, and it's going to make your pull-off notes project the same as the other notes in your phrase. So let's take a second just to look at the difference in terms of one of those examples. Let's do a hammer immediately followed by a pull-off. I like to call this a hammer pull-off. So very different from just pulling off after striking a note. After a hammer-on, the note has already died down quite a bit. And if you don't give that string the extra momentum, when you do your pull-off, it almost dies completely, as opposed to big difference. So what are some exercises we can do to make sure that your pull-offs project in the way that you want? Well, we can start with what we were just doing, which is 3-1, third finger to first finger. And we'll do this across all the strings. You can go down and come back up just to get a little more out of the exercise. And you also want to try this with different fingers as the pull-off finger. So you can try 4-1. You can try 2-1. But you also want to try it with different landing fingers. You might think you're always going to land on your first finger, but the reality of that is it's not true. Because if you get into things like double pull-offs, you're doing fourth finger, pull off to third finger, pull off to first finger. So, just looking at what's happening there, let's try 4-3 or, 4-2. Now, I'm not saying you have to do every single combination every time you do this exercise, but if you're working on pull-offs, pick a couple of different combinations, work in it for a week, and then change it up. So there you have it. Some information about pull-offs, how to execute them, what they're for, and some exercises that you can use to help strengthen your left hand so that you can project your pull-offs and that they sound even with the rest of your phrasing. I hope you like that, and please subscribe for more tips, tricks, and secrets from Level Up Guitar.